In this video, we will be learning how to use Shape Tools. So let's go and create a new document. So File, New, and I'm going to choose letter size. If you don't see letter size here, you can go to Print and just pick the first one, letter size preset. It should be 8.5 inches by 11 inches, 300 ppi, and let's go create. So we have a blank page to begin with. After we do that, okay, so all right, so here we have our letter size page. So I'm going to go over here. At the bottom over here is my shape tool. So when I hold my mouse down, these options show up, so I can create a rectangle. So when I choose my shape tool, you'll see there's a fill and a stroke. It's got a fill of pink. You can choose other colors in here. These are recently used colors. You can go to the color picker here and pick another color as well if you like. You'll also see here for the stroke. So the stroke can also be any color. You can go over here to pick a color that you like for the stroke. Now the stroke is the outline around the shape. Okay, you can also go into these here to pick some of these swatches of colors if you're into pastel colors. So just play around with those. And here you can adjust the stroke. So if I really want a strong, like a thick stroke, I can choose, you know, anything, stroke of 7.41. You can also just type in a numerical value here, 5 pixels. You can also choose different kinds of strokes. I'm just going to choose a solid line right now, and now I'm ready to draw my strokes. I go to my page, I click and drag. There we go. And you can see that these properties showed up. If it doesn't show up, you can go to Window, Properties, and it will show up. Okay, so again, I can still adjust my stroke. So you can make it much bigger or smaller. I can round the corners. Okay, here. This is the top left corner. I can give it 5 pixels. That will round it. 5 pixels all around. So this is linked. So if I adjust one corner, it will adjust all the other corners. And let's go see what that looks like. There we go. Okay, so maybe it's hard to see because my stroke is so thick. There we go. So if I do that, it might be easier to see. Or perhaps 5 pixels isn't very big, so maybe 50 pixels to round it. There we go. So now I can see it's a bit rounded off now. Anyway, this is how you create a rectangle. So you can go in here. You can create one that's already rounded. Okay, or you can create one here, a circle or an ellipse. To make it a perfect circle, you can hold Shift down and it constrains it, so it becomes a perfect circle. Now if you want to change the color for that circle, you can go in and pick whatever color you would like. Another polygon tool. Okay, same thing. And then you have a line tool here as well that draws a line. Now the line tool is a bit different. You click and drag. There we go. So it just creates a line, but not a whole shape. Okay? Now, many students ask me, how do you change the background of this, white? So what I normally do is I actually create a layer. Okay, so I'm just going to select everything. I select everything by clicking and dragging my mouse over all the shapes. And then I just hit delete. But that's a quick way. You can also go into the layers here and delete it. Okay, now if I want this whole page to be pink, then I would draw a rectangle that is the size of the whole page. So rectangle tool. So now I can make it bigger or smaller. Okay, if I made it too big, I can always make it smaller again, but it doesn't really matter if I made it a little bit too big because it won't show up anyway. Okay, it will only show what is on the 8.5 by 11 inches canvas. Okay, so here now I have a background. You can click on it, and in the properties you can go change the background. That's not the background color that you want it. Okay, so that in a nutshell is the shapes tool. The rectangular tool is useful for changing the background color of your artboard.